This is the extended video on boundaries with people, and we're going to go through an exercise in learning how to identify what's yours versus what belongs to somebody else. Boundaries with people. It's healthy for all of us to have boundaries with other people, and it's going to be a healing journey to figure out what we need to ask for ourselves, when to say no, and all that jazz. And there are also great teachers and a lot of wonderful information about how to have healthy boundaries. As a highly sensitive person, if you identify as being sensitive or an empath, etc., there are extra nuances for us. Setting boundaries, identifying boundaries, having energetic boundaries, protecting ourselves. There is a whole other level of how we can take care of ourselves and have boundaries. There's an extra learning curve for us. But honey, if you're a sensitive, I'm going to ask and invite you to work on setting boundaries and learning how to have energetic boundaries that really protect you, because your life can be so much better when you build these skills for yourself. Because as a sensitive person, your entire being is this gorgeous antenna to the rest of the world. You're picking up on factors, on emotions and energies, emotions that the other people themselves might not be aware of, and you're finely tuned aware of how that person is feeling. So we have extraordinary superpowers here, but we also need some extraordinary protection so it doesn't overwhelm us, so it doesn't overwhelm you, or cause some suffering, especially with negative energies or emotions that don't even belong to you, okay? So in this extended video, I'm gonna show you one of my favorite exercises. So to me, the first step in having healthy boundaries as a sensitive is identifying what actually belongs to you versus somebody else. As a sensitive, we are actually psychic. I get this particular sentiment, this brilliant idea, from an author named Mary Mueller-Schuton, and I'm actually going to use her exercise today with you. She really opened up my heart and my mind and was one of the authors that made me feel fully seen and understood. She talked about those of us that are highly sensitive are actually psychic. We're mildly, moderately, or even extremely psychic. And a psychic is not just somebody who knows what's going to happen 3 days from now or who you're going to marry. That's kind of like a superficial, idea of a psychic. Some people might have those abilities. But psychic can just be having a complete energy awareness or emotional awareness to where somebody else is. Physical. I've actually felt sick and had certain pain only to find out that a family member got a diagnosis or went to the doctor for that exact thing. That's a form of being psychic too. So with these psychic abilities, one of the most important questions we can ask ourselves is this even mine? Because, dear sensitive, it is not your job to carry in your body other people's negative emotions, their lack of resolution, their pain, their anger, their physical illness. There's a real big difference between having compassion and empathy for them from a place in your autonomy and in your center versus getting lost and experiencing it with them, and even in a lot of cases for them, because they're not totally able to acknowledge it. And part of my work as a coach for and with sensitives is to help you learn how to protect yourself and not get lost in emotions and drama and energy that does not belong to you. So let's do an exercise together. It's by Mary Mueller-Schutan, and I'm going to leave you the link of her book with all sorts of exercises, learning how to protect your energy as a psychic and as a sensitive. Here's, I think, her first exercise in the book, and it's called, Is This Mine? I'm going to ask you to spend the next couple minutes. We'll just do a really short version of this exercise. Do this together with me. Find yourself, and I'm going to close my eyes. If you're comfortable, do the same. No, not required. Invite yourself into the moment in a seated position and just tuning into your body and your breath. I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep breaths at your own pace. And use your breathing to invite you more deeply into your body. Calling on this to be a safe and protected space, grounding into the back of your chair or wherever you are seated, and just letting your body rest in this moment, fully grounding all the way down to your feet. And now, this is just a quick version, tuning into anything that's uncomfortable for you. It could be in the mental body, emotional, physical. Just notice where it's uncomfortable. If it shows up in a physical space or an emotional space, energetic, just notice and kind of move towards that area and give it your loving attention. Notice what's there. And now, ask yourself, is this yours? Is this energy yours? You're going to get an intuitive answer. Most of the time, you're going to get a yes, a no, or a maybe, which might be like partially yours. There's no wrong way to do it, and there are new muscles that you're building. And sometimes we can't get clarity, and that's okay. But if you got a maybe or a no, basically that some of what's going on is not yours. Ask whatever is not yours to show itself as a particular color in your body, wherever it lights up, in as many places as it is. And then turn that color into a ball of energy at a place where you can release it. And through your will, it needs to listen. All this energy that's not yours being condensed into a ball of light, and picturing that ball being fully released from your body. Use your imagination. Your breath could help you. You could breathe it out until no remaining energy is in your body that doesn't belong to you. And then just kind of tuning back into your center. And with whatever is uncomfortable that's left over that is yours, you can know that that's yours to process when you're ready. And so I'm coming back to the room with you now. This is an exercise you can do anytime you feel off and you're not sure if it's yours or not, because I'm going to say one more time. It is not your job to process other people's pain, other people's lack of resolution, other people's negative emotions. It's not your job to process that or carry that. Separate it out of your body. Come to me if you want a coach who specializes in this, and I can show you some protection techniques. But this is a great beginning. And it gives you the room to then take care of what is yours. But this particular video is boundaries with people. So once again, the first step is distinguishing what is yours versus what is theirs. Now, when you're considering other people and you've done this exercise, with whatever's going on with this person, you might feel like you need a boundary. Maybe something doesn't feel right to you. I'm going to invite you and ask you to really trust how this person is making you feel. If you've done your work on if you're triggered, you've done that work for yourself, taking responsibility for your own issues and healing journey. And so you know you're not in an activated, triggered place, and then you still feel like something is off, please set your boundaries accordingly. It might just be that here's a person that you love and is very safe for you, but the boundary is you can't answer the phone right now because you don't have anything to give, and it's not about them. It might be that it's just not about having social time right now. Or it might be something about that particular request from a person that you otherwise love and are committed to. Or in a more extreme situation, it might be that there's something about this person that is just really not good for you. And so it's trusting your body to set the boundary. So this was my extended video in my boundary series for sensitives, talking about two particular areas that really affects sensitives when it comes to setting boundaries, which is knowing what even belongs to us, and then secondly, trusting our own energetic read and our own body intuition, our gut instinct about the other person, and not just the other person, but also just the request. You know, the boundary with people like, I love you, I would give my shirt off my back for you, but today I need some downtime. All right. So I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to our next time together.